increased by the fact that you don't know if he's using real actors or just normal people who've been through this themselves.
BBC comedian and actor Omid Djalili has added his voice to the growing global outrage as Iran faces weeks of nationwide protests against decades of authoritarian rule under a hardline theocratic regime. Demonstrators have flooded the streets, demanding freedom and accountability, only to be met with violent retaliation from security forces. According to human rights groups and reporting by Iran International, authorities responded by firing live ammunition, carrying out mass arrests, and shutting down the internet to prevent protesters from organizing or sharing evidence of the crackdown. One of the most disturbing accounts has now been revealed by Omid Djalili, the London-born performer of Iranian heritage, best known for Live at the Apollo and appearances at the Royal Variety Performance. Speaking to the Times, Djalili recounted the moment he learned that the brother of one of his close friends had been killed by Iran's security forces during the protests.
Don't often do this, but I feel compelled to come on and tell you about the film It Was Just an Accident, which won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival by Jafar Panahi, who is a master filmmaker. It's been nominated for a Golden Globe, will most probably be nominated for an Oscar, not just for Best Film, but for Best Film outright. It asks the question, what would you do if you come across your torturer who is in prison with you? It has a remarkable humanity about it, which has been increased by the fact that you don't know if he's using real actors or just normal people who've been through this themselves. The film was shot secretly in and around Tehran, and at one point filming was stopped by 15 plainclothes policemen who demanded he hand over all the footage. He said this is going to be a distraction during the presidential elections, so they let him be, and this could be the biggest mistake the regime has ever made. I know there's important cinema, but this is one of those films that has a real potential to change society, to transform things. I really urge you all to see it. Let me know and drop a comment below. Thank you.
As the internet blackout tightened the regime's control, horrifying stories began to surface from inside the country. Families searching for missing loved ones were reportedly met with silence, intimidation, and financial demands. Activists cited by international watchdogs say the Iranian state has turned grief into a weapon, punishing families even after death and ensuring fear reaches far beyond the streets where protests first began. According to Omid Djalili, the horror did not end with the killing. He told The Times that the regime demanded $5,000, around £3,700, to release the body, forcing the grieving family to sign a declaration falsely claiming the victim was a member of the security forces killed by protesters. Djalili described the demand as sick and deeply disturbing, accusing the regime of fabricating lies to shift blame and erase responsibility. The comedian also addressed the staggering death toll emerging from the unrest. He said that while the lowest estimates suggest around 2,000 people have been killed, detailed research conducted by Iran International places the number as high as 12,000 deaths. He described watching online videos allegedly showing 14 and 15-year-old children shot in the head while walking home from protests, some still struggling to survive as civilians attempted to help them. This is not the first time Omid Djalili has spoken publicly about the brutality of the Iranian regime. In an earlier interview with Andrew Marr on LBC, the comedian condemned what he called a warped fundamentalist version of Islam, stressing that many Muslims reject the ideology entirely. He alleged that security forces raid homes, execute civilians, dump bodies in ditches, and then present families with invoices, sometimes allegedly even charging them for the bullets used in the killings. Despite the bloodshed and fear, Djalili says hope still exists among Iranians, both inside and outside the country. He believes growing resistance and international awareness may signal the beginning of the end for Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's rule. As the crackdown intensifies, protesters continue to risk everything for the possibility that one day democracy could replace repression, while families mourn their dead and the world watches closely.